welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic.
And you're...
And we want to punch Jim Cornette in the face repeatedly until he bleeds because he's stupid.
Hot tag! Hot tag!
Hot tag, okay, I got you. I got you, I'm coming in hot. You know, I'm gonna hit that Big E spear.
We'll see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
And we're back. We had a little bit of a mishap. We were going to go on like 5 minutes ago, but I had the wrong overlay up. I thought we were doing a tribute to the amazing, beautiful, talented, should-be women's champion if it weren't for Ric Flair, Sasha Banks. But we weren't. We're doing that later.
And if you guys don't know, Casey has switched his allegiance. I think this happened just this week. Casey has switched his allegiance. He was I guess you could say in love with Alexa Bliss, but now it has transitioned to Sasha Banks. So you're gonna hear a lot of.
But see, it's been changing for a while. See, at least I pick one and I have allegiance. You got JoJo.
I do. It's only JoJo and Brittany, or JoJo and Santana, or JoJo and whatever name they're gonna put on her next.
Yeah, it's always JoJo and. See, with me, it's just Sasha. It's just Sasha. I mean, it's not my fault.
I mean, you can have two women. What's wrong with two women?
It's because when you have a woman's first of all, Alexa already got a man, and I'm just too lazy to deal with that. I'm not gonna fight him. I could take him. I could, but
Oh, I forgot about Aaliyah. Oops.
Yeah.
Anyway, to the show, NXT.
yeah, to the show. So, start off with the segments again. We first segment was an opening with William Regal. In his office, basically addressing the WWE Universe. This show was really set up like it was supposed to be the immediate show after TakeOver, but it wasn't. So it was a little bit weird at times because they would be like, after he just won, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, 2 weeks ago. But yeah, he basically thanks the fans for making TakeOver Dallas such a success. He says that tonight, he announces that tonight Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano will face the Vaudevillains. We will also see Bayley. That's all they said. They didn't announce a match. They were just like, and we'll see Bayley. And I'm like, she ruined lives. Take her away. Sorry, I'm still not over it. I'm still not over the fact that she crushed Izzy's dreams. Anyway, and we will see the NXT network debut of Nakamura, but technically he already debuted on NXT TakeOver. I was confused because they kept saying NXT TV, and I'm like, no, it's the network. It's not TV. And technically he already debuted on TV. I don't know. But any thoughts on William Regal inviting us into NXT?
Kind of liked it. It was a little different, kind of going right in to William Regal's office, I kind of liked it, inviting us in, telling us take a seat, let me talk to you, maybe. But yeah, I was excited going into the show because we get to see Bayley, at least, we get to see her like a clip or maybe a picture or something. I was like, okay, maybe a T-shirt, so maybe vicariously through the T-shirt. I was not really sure, but I mean, I was excited going into this show. It seemed like it could be a good one, but well,
yeah, exactly. Well, we get a Samoa Joe interview. Joe is asked what's next for him after he was unsuccessful against Finn Balor at TakeOver Dallas. He says he is a warrior and he won't stop his war until he finishes his mission to win the NXT title, basically. Then he goes on to say, next he brings the war to Apollo Crews. I get that they were trying to start a feud with them, whatever, but that has nothing to do with your war. Apollo Crews has nothing to do with the NXT title. He is not the NXT champion. Why? I think Vince wrote this. I do. I think Vince or like Eric Bischoff wrote this because it doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. But we actually did get an interview from Samoa Joe this week. He didn't just get mad and walk away. Any thoughts on the interview?
It was definitely interesting. That match with Apollo Crews. I guess since Apollo Crews is on the main roster, he can job out on NXT because wait, what? I don't know. That always has confused me about NXT. Is like, why would you job out on NXT if you're supposedly, I guess you could say, better than that? You know, because you're on the main roster now. So I don't know. I'm wondering what this is gonna happen with this because I don't know if maybe that was like maybe they're gonna like bouncing back and forth, or I think we're always confused when people go up to the main roster and we don't expect it. We're like, what? So I'm wondering about that. And yes, Mojo actually, we talked a little bit. He was still a little angry. I think I can slowly see the face paint coming back from the Nation of Violence because last time he got real angry, he was wearing the shorts and had the big old slit on the side. And the face paint, looking like Tensai or something, so we might get a Nation of Violence or something. I think it might happen.
I hope not. I really hope not. But anyway, next, No Way Jose. Apparently, No Way Jose will debut next week. Again, this is not what I want anymore. I just want weekly No Way Jose dance parties. Any thoughts on next week finally being the debut? Unless they make it like Nia Jackson, it's like 6 months from now.
No, like he's not coming next week. We all know it. We just know he's coming soon. Okay. They can say next week, but we all remember Nia Jax. He's just coming soon. Eventually he'll come. But I'm kind of wondering who it is. If it's like one of their new signees or if it's somebody like kind of repackaged and coming back as Jose. I'm not really sure. It's obviously not Adam Rose or Connor. Because I'm not even gonna get into that. But I'm curious. I want to see who it is. It's gonna be interesting. Maybe it's gonna start off with a dance party. Maybe that is what it is. Maybe he debuts next week in a dance studio.
It's gonna be Mojo Rawley. Since Zack Ryder went back up to the main roster.
I think I know what it is. It's Odarg, actually. Odarg, they repackaged him a little bit. I see what they're doing.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, we did a Finn Balor interview. He is asked after just retaining the NXT Championship 2 weeks ago against Samoa Joe, who does Finn see as the new number one contender? I immediately was like, the person who wins the number one contendership. This is a stupid question. But anyway, apparently this new girl's name is Dasha, from Finn Balor, because Joe didn't tell us. WWE didn't tell us. We just have to figure out who these people are week by week, and it's annoying. It's getting annoying. But he says that as champion, he has an obligation to fight anyone, anywhere. So basically, he's open to any challenge, anybody. She also says that Shinsuke Nakamura makes his TV debut tonight and asks Finn, will he stick around for that? He says yes, and he knows that Nakamura came to NXT for one thing, the NXT title. Thoughts?
I don't know. I'm kind of wondering, who's going to be the next opponent. 'Cause I think Finn's a little confused. I do. I think Finn's a little bit like us. He's like, I don't know. Joe was a tough competitor, but I don't know who I'm gonna face either, guys. I think he really feels this way, and I agree. I'm not sure. Because obviously Baron Corbin and Cruz are on the main roster, so why would they go after it? Joe's lost to him twice, so why would he necessarily go after it now either? I mean, I've been training, a little bit, and I think it's time.
But
I think it's time.
I mean, Baron Corbin was on NXT this week, so we don't know where
It's
he's at.
confusing
We
as
don't
well.
know if half these guys are on the main roster or NXT
He
still.
won the Memorial battle and then back on the
Anyway, let's move on before we confuse ourselves to the -10 Ty can't finish a feud Dillinger interview. That I'm still gonna go with that as his full name. The -10 Ty can't finish a feud Dillinger. He also says Shinsuke like Justin does. That's the only notes I wrote about this backstage interview is he says Shinsuke like Justin. Any thoughts on the -10 Ty can't finish a feud Dillinger?
My issue is what are they doing with Ty Dillinger? The crowd loves him. The crowd loves doing anytime freaking any mention of 10 comes up. They're like 10, 10, 10. I don't know. I was in class one day and somebody mentioned 10, and that's all I could think about. But no one got it because no one watches NXT in my class. But nonetheless, I'm kind of wondering what they're doing with Ty Dillinger too, because it seemed like they were giving him a push. They seemed like they liked the character at least for a little bit, and to a certain degree, kind of with the Angelo Dawkins thing. To a certain degree, characters aren't necessarily supposed to be successful in NXT. It is supposed to be like it's still developmental, so it's still supposed to be like a test run of a certain character. So and I feel like this one's at least getting over well with the NXT fans. I'm surprised they haven't tried to push anything with it. They've just kind of been,
but I mean,
doing nothing with him.
I feel like it sucks for talent. Like I'm not a huge fan of Ty Dillinger in general, but I mean they do whatever they can to make these gimmicks get over. And even if they do get over on NXT, it all depends on really, at the end of the day, Vince McMahon. I mean, we've seen characters and gimmicks that have been huge with the fans. The fans love them. And just because Vince McMahon does not like the character or the person, we don't see it. Hence, Tyler Breeze. So, I mean, it kind of sucks because, I mean, you never really know what we're gonna see next week. What are we gonna see in the next couple of months? Because it could be super over for us, but I mean, it's all at the end of the day, Vince. But at least on NXT, we stuff that is over with the fans, they still push. But anyway, final segment before we get into the matches. American Alpha apparently is getting into breaking and entering now because they were in the empty arena. I was like, oh, they're going to have an empty arena match? Is this what's going to happen? No, we had a segment with American Alpha and Enzo and Cass. Basically, this just set up a non-title match, Enzo and Cass versus American Alpha. Just kind of one of those, we've never faced you before and we've faced everybody. So, I guess it's kind of, it seems like a passing of the torch kind of a thing. Enzo and Cass kind of passing the torch to American Alpha. But I know all the Enzo and Cass fans are still upset that they never won the titles. But they're on the main roster now. So, they're going to get them better titles. Thoughts?
Them better, but not better looking. Anyway, I definitely like this segment. I thought it was cool. I definitely did. And I think the passing of the torch thing is going to be cool. But I'm wondering, and I kind of want to petition this out to the fans. I think we need a takeover show. I mean, just as I was looking at this empty arena, I was thinking, I think we need a takeover show in Arizona, in the Cardinal Stadium, because they grow that grass outside and then they roll it in. Imagine what they could do with a wrestling ring. Like they could build it outside, and then they could roll it in. I think NXT Takeover Desert.
No, what they gonna do? They gonna have a grass canvas ring match, and what they gonna do is they gonna grow the grass outside. They gonna take it inside and put it in the ring. That's what. There's gonna be no point to it.
So there should be like, I mean, I'm thinking they should put like instead of putting the mats down, just do it on the grass. You know, the grass is prestigious enough.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Probably not. But anyway, let's get into the matches. We got Austin Aries versus Angelo Dawkins. It was good to see Dawkins in singles competition. It's been a long time since we've just seen him in singles competition. I think it's been since like the network first, came out. I think that's the last time we really saw him in singles competition, and that was only a couple matches way back then. We've seen him in tag team matches here and there, but not really much. I'm just not quite sure Dawkins was ready for a match with Aries. He didn't look like he was ready. He didn't look, again, that just could be because Austin Aries is so good. I don't know. I just didn't really like this match that much. Any thoughts on the opening bout?
The curse of greatness. Am I right? Is that what it is? The two headbands. See, I didn't like the headband thing with Bobby Latin. Now they doing it with. Anyway, I was confused because I was like, wait, Angelo Dawkins got a legit singles character. And this was one of those things where I was like, some people won't like it, and other people will. With the whole Stern and all that, and and all that. I don't know. This was one of those things where I guess they were kind of testing it out because we haven't seen him in singles competition much. Like you said, like we just haven't really. We've seen him in random tag team matches, but in NXT, don't you dare give this man a character and then try to act like he won't jobbing out in tag team competition like 2 weeks ago. I'm just saying he was. I remember it. I remember it vividly. Don't try that. Don't try anyway. But yeah, this match was it was all right. It was pretty much a jobber match. Austin Aries was pretty dominant, but I'm wondering if they're going to try more stuff with Angelo Dawkins in singles competition because I think it could work. I just think they got to give him some time. I mean, at least he's got something distinct to him. I mean, world champion Roman Reigns doesn't even have that.
That is true. That is true. Anyway, to the next bout of the evening, we got Alexa Bliss versus Tessa Blanchard, daughter.
How did it feel? Was it awkward watching?
It was it. I mean, we're still, it's still in that stage where you like nothing's official with anybody. We still kind of, but like me and Alexa, we still chill sometimes, and it's still like, there's something there, but it's leaning more towards, your girl, the boss, Sasha Banks, because, I mean, I don't know. We just gotta see how it goes in the future. We gotta see, it's really it's up in the air right now. But anyway, let's get into the match. Like I said, Tessa Blanchard is the daughter of Tully Blanchard. So that was kind of cool. It's always cool, like we say, to see, second generation or third generation, whatever, superstars, just to see if they have anything to kind of, give to the business, if they're any good, if they're, if it's just a name. But I love seeing Alexa, without Blake and Murphy, so we could focus on her talent. We could just focus on her. because I don't need to see Blake and Murphy. I don't. I just need to see the next NXT Women's Champion dominate. That's what I need to see, and she did.
I did not. I actually didn't see Santana Garrett out here, but
she ain't even. I don't even think she's on the WWE website anymore on the roster. I'm just saying. I looked.
Yeah, I don't think so either. She moving on to bigger and better things because I got her on Snapchat and we talk sometimes. We talk every once in a while, and she was like, yeah, I'm still kind of here and there with them. Every once in a while I come in, whoop up Oscar a little bit. We talk.
You never even opened your Snap before.
It's probably still pending.
Anyway, Alexa, though, the real next women's champion is officially the best female heel in NXT. I decided this during this match. She is so good. I believe we also did see a modified choke slam thing from Alexa. I don't know what that was, but it was like a choke and it was like a fourth down, and I was like, yeah, I could see that. Yeah. But I don't know how you felt about Tessa, but I didn't see anything special about her. It didn't, nothing really jumped out at me. She wasn't bad, but I don't know. I think we expect to see something special with these kind of second generation wrestlers. And I don't feel like we saw really anything in this match from her that much. But again, NXT is doing this jobber thing now, which they shouldn't do. But thoughts on the match?
Yes, I definitely like the match. I thought it was no. I was wrong. This was a jobber match again. So I don't know. It was just wasn't. I mean, you can't really see much when you have them just putting people over, I guess you could say, in the wrong way, putting people over. Yeah, so I didn't really see anything special from her either. I didn't even write this match down. This was before I started taking notes of what it was, but yeah, I don't know. I just think it was probably kind of awkward for Casey, because the feels and whatnot, but.
You want the feels. That's the feels right there. That is all of the feels, all of them in. Oh God, those unicorn horns. They are nifty. Those. Whew. Anyway, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus the Vaudevillains, and I gave this match to DJ because the freaking Vaudevillains debuted on SmackDown. Why are they in NXT? Sorry.
Because Baron Corbin debuted on Raw, and he is still in NXT. Apollo Crews debuted on Raw, and he's still because they don't know what they're doing. They don't have a clue. They confused. They still trying to figure everything out. I get it. But it was cool to see Ciampa and Gargano, as a tag team again. I love the way they work together. I think they work really well off of each other. Freaking Ciampa's aggressive style with Gargano's kind of high flying and speedy attack. I definitely like it. But yeah, I'm wondering about the tag team division now too, because we still got so many questions, more questions than answers. It seems like right now for me, but this match was pretty okay. I think you came into it kind of knowing that the Vaudevillains were going to lose, because they debuted on the main roster, and they're in the Bootios bracket, so it makes a lot of sense that they would lose this match and then maybe win the number one contender spot for the WWE World Pennies of the World.
Sorry. I was.
God, you missed that terrific joke.
That was on SmackDown. Why didn't SmackDown record on my DVR this week? Damn it. Anyway, moving on to other things that aren't with the booty and and a booty. Anyway.
Studios.
I mean, there was a booty, and I was saying, oh, but God damn it, why is this not working? Anyway, I'm trying to get to the next match, but my computer is being stupid. So, Tucker Knight versus Baron Corbin. Because again, freaking, I felt the same way about this match as I did with the Vaudevillains match. Stop putting, either decide if they're going to be on the main roster or I don't know. I mean, there are some NXT stars that I like when they're on the main roster and then come back, to NXT for, like sporadic matches. But I feel like guys like Corbin and the Vaudevillains should be in just main roster feuds and, be permanently on the main roster. I mean, Corbin should be in a feud for some sort of title or something. And the Vaudevillains, like you said, are in the Bootios bracket. So I don't understand why. I don't know. Again, NXT is pre-recorded, so I don't know. But thoughts on the match? I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah, it was. I wrote pretty easy match. That was it. There's really nothing there. Like Baron Corbin's gonna win. It would be a little bit different if they were trying to put Tucker Knight over, but with that gimmick, oh god, I don't know if they're trying to turn him into Bullfed or what. Like that's what he reminds me of when he comes out. I don't know what it is. Like it reminds me of freaking Bull Dempsey during that stupid Bullfed crap. But I don't know. I just don't know what they're doing, because the issue is when you bring people back and have the younger guys job out, you're not building anyone else off of that. You're not like setting anyone else for anything. You're just setting them up to be jobbers, and then you're gonna bring them back in a tag team and be like, yeah, they didn't job out 2 weeks ago, because that didn't happen tonight.
You can't go back and watch that on the network for $9.99 a month. We have this covered completely. Anyway, moving on to Bayley versus Liv Morgan. Liv is still one of my girls. She's up there. She's up there. She's in the, she's in the elite of my girls. She's not quite up there with the Sasha Banks and the Alexa Blisses of the world, but she's making her way. But anyway, this match seemed really slow to me. I don't know why, but it really did seem a lot slower than what we're used to, especially with like Bayley. We're used to, the fun, kind of fast paced, but for some reason this seemed really slow. After the match, Bayley cuts a promo and does the typical, I will be champion again, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, you get it once in NXT. That is the rule, that you get one title run. That is it. And then you move on to the main roster. Stop doing this storyline, WWE. Stop it. But anyway, Bayley hugged Izzy, trying to make things better, even though you could still see the heartbreak and broken dreams in Izzy's eyes. She put on that smile though. She put on that fake smile, and she was like, Bayley, you ruined my dreams. You were my hero, Bayley. You could see that in her eyes. You could see it. She didn't have to say it. You could see it. That poor little girl. Anyway, thoughts on my girl Liv Morgan and Bayley?
You could see it in her eyes.
It looked in her eyes. I did.
In her eye. But yeah, this another one. This was another kind of a jobber match, I guess. Liv Morgan did get that nice head scissors in though. I was like, okay. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just why. Pretty easy match, I put. Common theme. But I don't know. It was just I don't understand it. Like, just move Bailey up or put her in that weird in between stage where she's on Superstars or something. Like I don't know, dude. Like, there's no use of her not helping the talent out now in NXT. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what they could do because they have that weird part where they don't want to move them up yet, but they just bring them back to beat a couple more people and then move them up. I don't know if they could like make them a manager or for like just a second or something, just to give them some versatility or something. I don't know, but this ain't working. Again, this is the third one. The third one in NXT out of the 5 matches you had. I'm just saying.
And on to the main event of the evening. The negative 10 Ty can't finish a few Dillinger versus the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura.
We just need to have that recording of Justin saying Shinsuke Nakamura. We just need to have that recording just play it every time we have to say his name.
Just come on. I also gave this match to DJ because I was just focused on watching Ty Dillinger die because I was pretty sure Ty Dillinger was going to get just killed in this match. Just his head was going to get kicked in and they were going to take him out on a gurney, and I was excited. That didn't happen, but it was a good match though. Pretty good match. Well, I mean for Nakamura, it was a good match.
So let's lighten the mood. Let's lighten the mood, So give me 10 of these, because 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. All right, now let's get into the match. I think that was 10. It's probably like 9, and I just miscount. But I thought this match was pretty good, but it still had the same feel to it. It's still like Nakamura just had an epic match on NXT Takeover, and Dillinger was nowhere to be found. So why would he beat Nakamura? Why would that make any sense at all? Secondly, why is Nakamura on NXT? I just don't. I'm never gonna understand it. What's the plan? Unless they're gonna set up a Finn Balor Nakamura thing, but do that now. Like right now. Like don't waste time with that. Like, go ahead and have that just brewing. Just brewing. There's a lot of things in this world that can brew. That's one of those things. That's one of those things that just needs to sit in the pot. Angelo Dawkins had it. Just sit in the pot. It was foreshadowing. It was. I get it. The curse of greatness. He knows. Anyway, I thought this match was pretty good. I just feel like it's once again one of those things where, like, what are you doing with Ty Dillinger? Like, once again, like, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, and this is a little bit different because we don't know if Nakamura is going to the main roster like now. He should be, but we don't know that per se. So, why are you not building up those guys for the future? Because now because that's why we're so confused about who's facing Finn Balor, because there's no one left. Besides Nakamura, there's no one left. You could say Aries, but he just came in. But similar thing with Nakamura too. Usually there was a kind of a build to it, not necessarily a slow build, but it was still some sort of build to it. But I thought the match was okay. It was just, once again, like, why?
And the debuts on SmackDown and Raw are making it even more confusing because, we have the rumors of the Balor Club or Bulletproof or whatever, and, Gallows and Anderson did debut on SmackDown. I think it was SmackDown.
It was Raw.
I was Raw. But either way, they debuted. So what are they going to do with them now? Are they going to, have – it's so confusing. And, maybe we are just thinking too much into it. Maybe we're being the internet fans, whatever. But, we still kind of want to know what's going on. But anyway, that is your review for NXT. This past week, I think, was like the 13th So a lot more questions and answers. A lot of, unsure, we're unsure of what's going on with NXT because there's, they're not, like we've said, it feels like they've stopped building up people in NXT, which is weird because they've always built up people, and it's kind of like, oh, well, all of our good talent went to the main roster. What are we gonna do now? I don't know, build up new guys. But we'll see what happens. So make sure to. I had a little bit of a brain fart for a second, but make sure to like the video, share, comment, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. We will be getting TNA out pretty soon, and then Tuesday coming up is another episode of our 6-pack, and the -10 can't finish a feud, Ty Dillinger. But anyway, we will see you on the next episode, which formerly known as the Flippity Dippity.